Yeah, yeah. I got melanin. Oh yeah. I got melanin. You mad? We got melanin. 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 I got melanin.
What's up, y'all? It's Nick.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jazz, and welcome to Melanin Co. I'm tired. It's okay. The podcast where we give y'all entertainment from our goofy personalities, a discussion on life, and while also showing out for the culture.
This week, we are doing the college student tag. This is all because, I go back next Saturday. Miss Girl don't even start her class back till February, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll go back next Saturday because I gotta get settled into my dorm, sweetie. But yeah, so we decided this week we're gonna talk about school. We hate it sometimes. So now I'm going to just cut off all the extra stuff. And we're going to start off with, what school do you go to?
Oh, I'll answer this one. Okay. So the school I go to, it's called Marymount Manhattan College. Yeah, it's in New York. It's in Manhattan. That's all y'all gotta know.
Well, I go to the illustrious Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. The HBCU of Tennessee, the place on Jefferson Street. That street, stop playing with us. Anyway, no one says that. So, in the real TSU, meant to say that, yeah.
Mm.
Megan, the only one that made Texas Southern famous. But anyway.
Weak.
All right, next question. Are you happy with being a student at that college? Girl, yeah. Some days it's annoying because, like, everybody knows at HBCUs the financial aid line is a problem. Everybody knows that everything is up apart all the time, but it's just like it's a family atmosphere for me. It's just, it's just a whole, it's different. Like, and then I'm out of state. Love it.
Okay, so I guess for me, I do like my school most of the time. Because like okay, like the school itself was great, education, all of that. But sometimes the people, like they could be a lot to handle.
Not a lot to handle.
A lot to handle. Yeah. We gonna go with the next question.
Why did you choose this college? For me, at first, I think it was after my visit. Now, the thing about me is I did not get in on the first time, which was really disheartening. I was really sad about it because I fell in love after I first went. But then I wrote a letter. I did a whole bunch of stuff and I got in. Baby, I'm showing out. I'm showing out with these grades. I'm showing out with anything I'm involved in. I'm showing out with, I'm doing my thing. But I think why I chose it was I wanted something different. I didn't want to stay in Atlanta. I didn't want to be right under my parents. I've been in Atlanta like my whole life. It's time to not really like my whole life, but it's time to see something different, do something different. So Nashville was different. I didn't expect to be in Nashville, with, the home of the American Country Music Awards, but that ain't my business, to be honest. Next, Jasmine.
Um, well, I chose my school because I already knew I wanted to go to school in New York. Like that was no question about it. Literally all of my schools that I auditioned for or even applied to were out of Georgia. I literally born and raised in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia. I was like, I gotta go. Okay, I had been known that since like ninth grade. I was going to school outside of Georgia. Um, and it wasn't my first choice. Wasn't my first choice. Um, but it is a very good school for my department. They're literally like top ranked, like almost I think it's like top five for the dance departments in New York. So like I was perfectly, fine with going where I was going. I'm perfectly fine. The city that I wanted. Okay. Just the I never so unlike Nakira, I didn't visit my school before. I didn't visit, but I did have teachers who recommended it to me. So yeah.
Okay, I skipped over this question. I forgot to come back to it. What are our majors and why do we choose it? My major and minor. My major is health science with a concentration in physical science, and that is to be a physical therapist. And basically it's always been my thing to like help people in the field of injuries, mostly sports related. Everybody knows that since like to be honest, I was like in high school. It didn't get to high school till I knew definitely that I wanted to be something in medicine, but not up on somebody putting somebody under a knife. That was my whole thing, or the scalpel if you want to be exact. And my minor is history. Now, the reason I chose my minor was because of the fact that I had an amazing history teacher this past semester. Girl, that's my girl. That's my sis. I love her. She was amazing, and it was just like she taught me. Of course, when you get to college, you're gonna learn different history, but she taught me the history that in high school I was kind of deprived of most of the time. Like, and I've been private school since I was in middle school, and I really didn't learn that type of history. I didn't learn that much about myself or about people before me. So I'm just like, my history is based on old white men. No, I'm okay. Next, tell me something else that I should know. Like
On
that was
that.
that was my whole thing. I didn't want my history to be just old white men all day. And now when I chose to minor in history, I was just like, maybe I'll get like a teacher certification, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I wanted that. I'm probably gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with it later. But hopefully, if need be, while I'm in PT school, I can use that minor.
Okay. All right. So my major, I am a dance major with a concentration in dance teaching. Um, mm, so yeah, I have been like going back and forth if I want to add a minor. If I do add a minor, it would probably be in the realm of photography or like digital journalism, something in that aspects. Like using photography to take pictures within the dance world. I would want to, mash it with my major. But yeah, so I obviously, if you know me and have seen anything I've ever talked about, I always talk about dance. It's literally the main part of my life.
Yeah.
Been dancing ever since I was 2.
Yeah.
Um, so like, and I wanted to do more than just be a regular dance major with just, like a concentration in performance. Because I do, oh my gosh, yes. Like out of college, I want to be in somebody's company dancing my little heart out. But, I also want something to go further than that, further than the long run. And, usually every every dancer says this, that they will not become a teacher. They will not, but it's inevitable. It is inevitable. So I was like, why not make that my concentration, why not, so
Just don't end up back at our high school teaching.
no, that is a big no, that is a big no. um Next question.
uh, if you could go back to high school your senior year, would you still choose this college that you were in?
Would I still choose it? Ooh.
And if not, what would your backup choice be? Ooh, let's talk about how I think I would still choose it. Of course, I would still choose Tennessee State.
Mhm.
But if I would have stayed in Georgia, I think I would have went ahead. I probably would have went ahead and did community college for like a year, got my grades together, because that was my biggest issue. But
Mhm.
I think it was because I didn't like the school atmosphere was my issue. The whole thing with that school was not for me. Because why did I get to college and making straight A's and all of that? No.
Girl, that school was against us, but anyway, ooh, um Looking back on it now, even though the school wasn't my first choice, I would not choose differently. I would definitely have chosen this college before. Like it would have been in one of my top colleges if I would have been recommended to it earlier. Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, I would have chose Alabama State because that was the first school I got into, and my mom just told me no, you not want to go.
Yeah.
They had my major. They had I want to be a kinesiology major. Baby,
Yeah.
my mom, babe.
Yeah, no, see, my thing was in New York, I knew I wasn't going to nobody. Nobody. Okay, that's a lie.
If you get
It's just like, okay, I mm, mm. So I know I wasn't gonna know not a person that was going to my school. Not a person. And I was fine with that. I was fine with that. But like I just knew I had to get out of Georgia. But if I did stay in Georgia, I would have most 9 times out of 10, actually no, 10 times out of 10, I was going to Kennesaw State, and that's where I would have known. We would have known everybody. I would have known everybody.
I would
I
have
would know upper
on
class.
stage.
I would have known upperclassmen, people in our class. Like it wouldn't have mattered. I would have known someone in almost every grade.
And every year you would have known somebody because we know that's there.
Every year I would have known somebody, and honestly, I feel like that was like a direct turnoff for any Georgia school. I would have known somebody that goes there. You know.
So many stay in our so many. We had a lot of people that stay home.
A lot of people, like especially just in our class, there was a lot of people that went to Kennesaw, and I'm just like, I love y'all to death, do, but I gotta get out. Like I want to be in a new environment.
Graduated.
I
I don't
want to
have
be
to see.
in a new environment. I want to have new beginnings, like you know. And I was like,
Bro,
gotta
I
go.
almost went to a school where literally no one was going. I almost went to Eastern Kentucky
Oh,
because they gave me the most money, and I was just like, my mom. I knew my mom was going.
if I went
She
with
could
the most money, I would have been in LA. I
love
know.
that for you.
I would have literally been in LA because it was the most money. But when I looked at the program, I was like, this is not what I want. Like they were doing more commercial dance, and I'm more of a conservatory type dance person, you know? But I really wanted a 4-year degree, and if I would have gone to the program they had in New York, I would have only gotten a like a 2-year degree. So I was like, no, I'm good. I just won't go to LA. I got a question for this, college tag. So since
You.
you go to HBCU, I go to PWI. Would you have wanted to experience a PWI? Like, how do you think it would have been different for you?
I've been one for even though our schools were not, even though the schools that we went to were not predominantly white most of the time. It was still it was white administration.
Yeah.
2 years like two I don't know how to call it, like okay, middle school and high school, white administration. Now I'm in college, I get people of color as my administration, people of color as my professors, people like, and I get a diverse like professors. So it's
Mhm.
just like I wasn't gonna sit here and keep doing. I didn't want to go another year with that because one, y'all are everywhere. Let me enjoy my Black people for a minute. Let me enjoy my history that y'all are not teaching me. Because that was my biggest thing.
Oh man.
I was like, dude, I cannot. I'm like, I remember I told my dad, I'm going to HB, I'm going to HBU. He was just like, now the funny thing about it was, my dad is just like, my dad didn't even go to HBCU at first. Let's talk about that. But he went to Clark after. He transferred to Clark. And the thing about it was, he was just like, my brother went to HBCU. He didn't stay long. And then my mom went to HBCU. So she went to Fort Valley. My dad went to Clark. My brother went to Savannah State.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really talks about HBCUs in Atlanta very much outside of Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta.
That's true. Yeah.
So then those are the choices you get really, unless you go into Fort Valley, Albany, or Savannah, or
Mm-hmm.
Penn. I was gonna say Miles, but that's Alabama. But yeah, those are the colleges. Like those are your options. They kind of put them on a lower tier. They kind of put the last tier on a lower tier than they do the top three. and those are private universities. But the whole thing for me was, when I told my dad, I said, I'm going to HBU. I'm not going to a PWI. I'm not. I can't. That's why I was just like, Georgia State's off of it. Even though these are predominantly Black kids at schools, not even doing it, because it was like I need somebody that's going to go more in depth than what I'm getting, because I shouldn't be going to school and then my history is slavery, civil rights here. That's TSU. I was like, I'm gonna take African American history. I'm gonna take whatever. I was like, I'm gonna take all of that because I want to know my history. Maybe I got to my first class. My church teacher, she's a white woman, and that's my favorite person. That's my favorite person to talk to. And like, she was just like, she was just like, oh yeah, I got you. And I signed up for her class. I signed up for her other class next semester. Then if Al Sharpton is still there, I'm signing up for his class. You know, my grandma just wanted me to take a picture with him. I was just like, wow, okay. But I don't think I would have did a PWI, because I'm just like, you whitewash my history enough for me. Let me learn something. Let me see something different.
Okay. So like for me, I would not have chosen an HBCU, only because of my major. Not a lot of HBCUs have a lot of HBCUs have like a lot of amazing programs for the dance program. Now, I'm not saying that the dance program just ain't it. They just aren't what I was looking for. Most of them have commercial type dance. It's usually not a conservatory base, or their programs just don't get a lot of funding. And I wanted a program with a lot of funding, a lot of notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had to get it at the PWI. And plus, my field itself is predominantly white. And so, like, I'm the opposite way. Elementary, middle school, all of that, even though I went to private schools, they were all majority Black administration. Literally, like, Black administration. That's what I had. It wasn't until, like, my last year of middle school and then all of high school where I had a white administration that was running everything, which was so weird. It was so weird to me. I was not used to it. Even my dance studio was all Black run, okay? Black run, Black owned. So like it was a bit of a change, but like I knew I had to get used to it. So then, being at a PWI, okay, I knew it would be different than Mercy for the fact that even though it was white administration ran, but our students population was majority the minorities.
Yeah.
Like that's what made our school so weird. We were mostly all Black students, all students of minorities, but our administration was white. Now I'm at a school where mostly white kids and mostly white administration. It was, to say the least, a shock. I knew I was in for a shock, but it was to be expected for the fact that I knew that some white kids would get treated better. And I'm lucky to say that in my department, it is not that bad. I'm so happy that the dance department itself, though, is like working on diversity actively. And honestly, it's really thanks to one of my friends, my close friends, because he just graduated 2020. But like his impact on the school, on the dance department, was legendary. And so that's why, like, I feel like I really love my school, my department in my school, because we're honestly top tier, and I love it because my advisor is also the chair and head of the dance department. So I was like, I'm in there.
Let's get into the next question, because I feel like this was our favorite question, and I felt like because that brings up the whole HBCU and the PWI comparison.
Mm-hmm.
You get it from two aspects.
Mm-hmm.
You get it from somebody who needed it. You get somebody from you get it from us in the sense of who needed it, why we needed it, not because why we chose it type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because baby, if it was up to us, and our parents and that money, we probably still been in Georgia State saying, hey, at Kennesaw, waving to our friends. But yeah. Next, how long will it take you to graduate? I believe I will be graduating in 2023 of either December or May.
Yeah, I'll be 2023. Right now, I'm on track, even though I was technically a transfer because like I went into my school as a undecided for the first semester, and then for second semester of freshman year, I was a part of the dance department. Yeah, yeah.
So, how would you describe dorm life for you? In the simplest way, in my opinion, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know too many people, and people in my dorm were really loud, and the meetings were annoying.
Mm. Um. So I guess dividing mine up first year, second year. First year, I ain't know nobody going into my dorm. Like nobody. I didn't know my roommate. I didn't know my suite mates because I didn't choose one. I didn't choose any. So they just placed me with 3 random girls. I was the only black girl. There was one Hispanic girl, and the other 2 were white. But they were pretty cool. I liked them. I still keep up with them. But I barely spent any time in my dorm as the semester went on. And as the year went on, I was mostly hanging out with my friend because he was an RA. Yeah. And I guess this semester, well, this year, I have my own apartment and I'm living with my friends, so it's great.
What extracurricular? I can't talk today. What extracurricular activities are you involved in? I am involved in me, myself, and I. No, I'm in the National Society of Leadership and Success.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just finished that the other day. Yeah, we haven't really done much because it's so virtual and it's kind of hard to do stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to involve more into stuff now.
Oh,
But other than going into being an RA, I guess I don't think that's something that you call extracurricular, but yeah.
okay. So my real only extracurricular is I'm a part of the dance team that was created by my friend. Um, and though he's graduated now, I'm one of like the head members of the group now. So I've been doing that since I came into the school. So I've been doing that ever since like my second week of college. So
Last question. Uh, I forget. What advice would you give for admissions? Basically, don't do what I did in high school, which was literally hate every second of high school. Actually, try a little bit harder a lot harder than what I did. Because overall, for me in high school, it was just like I kept telling myself I wasn't gonna be able to do it.
mhm.
So with me telling myself I wasn't gonna be able to do it, I didn't do it. So basically, just make sure you're straight, and everything will fall into place for itself.
I guess something advice I would give is if you don't get in at first to what you may think that you want to do, don't worry about it because what you're meant to get into will happen. Like everything happens for a reason. So even if the thing that you think that is for you may not be for you, or it may not be for you for that in that moment right there, like what's meant to happen for you will happen. Oh, I got one last question. I got one last question. So the last question should be because, you know, we all love food. What is your calf experience like?
Um, basically, girl, them fried chicken Wednesdays, they go dumb, they go stupid. It's good in my opinion, but at the same time, I eat anything. Not anything, but I eat anything when I'm hungry.
Mm, mhm, mm. Well, for me, it was great. It was great. First semester freshman year is wonderful. We came back after one of the breaks and everybody got fired and now the food is like, eh. It's a tragic day. It was a tragic day, but it's okay. It's okay, you know. The sushi section.
The sushi.
The sushi section.
Before Jasmine starts getting depressed over the calf, rest in peace. Let's get things. This week we are talking about what happened a couple days ago, which was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Now, the whole thing for me that bothers me is if you don't know what we're talking about the insurrection at Capitol Hill. And the biggest thing were thousands and thousands of Trump supporters were out there basically acting a plum fool. You broke into a government building and acted a fool. So the thing that bothers me is people are comparing this to how Black Lives Matter was over the summer. Let's put this into perspective before I go off on people. You can't compare fighting for equal rights and the right to live to a reality star losing the presidency. That's like if Black people sat here and rioted because Kanye lost. We didn't care. At the end of the day, if you were so confident that it was so much voter fraud, like, dude, he told us back in 2016, if I lose, it was fraud. He's been telling us this for years.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless if it was fraud or not, he was gonna say it was fraud. He's like, that's what he's doing now. My whole thing was, now I love what they're doing now. They're talking about the 25th Amendment, which needs to be invoked immediately. I don't care if he has 2 days left. He needs to go, because it's just like, you don't know what he can do in those last 2 days.
It doesn't.
It's the whole thing for me is it worries me, because it's just like, if you see what they can do then, they're already planning something for the inauguration day.
And they are.
It has become a cult situation. It hasn't even become a, this is America. Why didn't you do this for Mitt Romney? Why didn't you do this for John McCain? Why didn't you do this for anybody else? You did this for everybody. You did this for the person who allows you to be openly racist, openly Islamophobic, openly misogynistic, openly feel like you can be ableist, openly feel like you can put the fear, like, he made y'all feel like y'all were on top. And then every time I saw Black people, now it was 2 Black people there that I saw. One of them was there because he just wanted to photo op. He said, I'm just here for that. Now, hopefully he doesn't get in trouble for that, even though that was still dumb. But he was just like, I'm just here just for the photo op and stuff, just take pictures. And he's a rapper, so we're not shocked. The other dude, he said, I only came there for the STEMI. And I was just like, wow. Oh, okay.
You came for the money. Got it.
He said he came for the STEMI, and I was just like, oh, okay, do your thing. But it was just the whole thing of, and now it's like, we sat here and had these marches for days on top of days, for months, 6 months straight, and they're still happening now. Mm-hmm. Like, you're comparing your president, your president, because he's not going to be claimed as mine. All he's done is continue to put the America down for the past 4 years. But it's just like, and he threw his people under the bus. I don't care what you say. He threw them under the bus. That was the only time I felt bad for Mike Pence. He put their lives in danger because you put this false narrative in their head. I don't know the name of the website, Quanon, something like that. It's a big conspiracy theory place. Mm-hmm. You put these narrative in their head that people were cheating, so now they feel like they gotta pull out guns, they gotta do this stuff. This is why 5 people were killed in that situation. And I'm just like, you want us to have sympathy for this, but you didn't have any sympathy for us when it came to unarmed Black people getting killed. But it was to comply at that time. But we all saw the video of the woman, and literally he's telling her, get down, get down, get down. I don't want to hear nothing about comply after that. Because I don't want to hear nothing about, I don't want to hear anything about, kneeling for the national anthem is so unpatriotic. Think about the people who fought for your right to do that. They said they fought for our right to storm that Capitol building. No, they didn't do that. They didn't fight for no piece of cloth, and they did not fight for y'all to storm a Capitol building. They didn't storm for you to fight against America in that sense. Now, they did fight for us to make sure we got them equal rights, but it's the whole thing of, dude, you're not gonna sit here and compare the struggles that we have to go through to a president losing that's something that doesn't really even affect you.
It don't.
Doesn't hurt you, doesn't harm you, doesn't make you feel any type of way, make you put you in any sense of danger. They're just like, oh, y'all don't elected Joe Biden. Oh, democracy is dead. It was dead when y'all elected him. It was dead when y'all elected him in 2016. It was dead when he won. All of that was dead because everything we wanted went out the window. Everything we needed went out the window. When we needed him most, he said nothing. When the whole thing was going down, and one thing, why are you posting on Twitter? Why did you post that on Twitter?
I have
Go on.
seen a more active president on Twitter than this than what?
What president you know gets suspended from social media?
The fact that Twitter suspended his account shows the fact that this election caused for all social media platforms to have restrictions because of COVID, because of the actual election. There's literally the fact that I remember the first time I saw the restriction button, not the button, but like the notification on anything
The
COVID
fact check.
or election related. You should fact check this because it's not, it might not be 100%. When have we ever needed that? We didn't need that for Obama. Either of the times that he ran for presidency, like, it doesn't make any sense. And my thing is that Trump knew for a fact that he lost. There have been recordings of him saying, "Yeah, I know that I lost, but I want to diminish." He said that I want to pretty much make them think that democracy has failed them. He literally, his goal was to destroy our belief in democracy and that it doesn't work at all. And that's exactly what he's done, and that's exactly the goal that he's gotten to. And it's the fact that people are trying to compare Black Lives Matter to the storming. It really doesn't sit well with me at all, because what we are fighting for Black Lives Matter is equality. Not even just equality, but equity. We want to be able to have the same chances at equal rights. The right to be able to stand our voice, the right to get justice for the wrongdoings.
The right to make it.
The fact that a mass amount of armed white people can storm the Capitol building and yet no one get any type of consequences, no jail time, no any type of, oh, this is going to go on your record, no arrest, no, none of that. But when unarmed protesters are exercising their right to protest, are exercising their right to speak their voice, they're tear gassed. They're shot with bullets, fake or not. Those what are called riot bullets. Those things are like this long and this thick, and they can seriously injure you if you are too close to it. They're meant to be shot at from like far range, but they were shooting these people with these riot bullets close up. I don't care what no one says. They were pepper spraying children, tear gassing children, shooting these bullets at children. But yeah, these are the same people that want to be like, oh, all lives matter. Where's your all lives matter when you have people of all different ages and ethnicities having these wrongdoings done towards them? If all lives matter, then Black lives should matter.
The whole thing for me is y'all scream all lives matter, and then when we talk about police brutality, well, white people get killed more, then you need to be standing with us. You need to be standing right next to us. You're just showing that you have a racist mentality, and you're trying to push that rhetoric.
They only scream all lives matter when we scream Black Lives Matter. All lives matter was never a thing. It was never a thing before Black Lives Matter. Before we did that, and that
y'all about all the.
And it doesn't, like, when has there ever been a blue life? who do you know is blue? And if they're blue, that means they're black, because that means that they're so dark that they're blue. And there are black people who are that dark. There are. So thus, if you're saying blue lives matter, really in all actuality, you're saying that black lives matter, because that is a uniform. This is our skin. We can't take this off. We can't change it. They can take off that uniform, change for a different one. We can't change this, that what we're in. I can't just be like, I want to be white today. I want to be a little bit light skinned today. I want to be a different color. We can't do that. And it's the fact that just because they are white and we are black, they are seen as, well, they're just standing up for their rights. They're just standing up for trying to make a difference in this corrupt system. No, they're being selfish. They're literally using their privilege because they know they won't get in trouble. It's the fact that privilege
was like
they're using it to destroy the country. The country's already torn apart.
Yeah.
It is. And it's a shame.
The thing that's crazy to me is, like, okay, we all saw the video of them, like the police most of the time either open them gates or let them in. And then after the woman shot, yes, horrible that she got shot. But let's all take into account. We first thing they did was like, say her name, be like, she was unarmed. She broke into a building. She broke into a government building.
That's
they intended
to, trespassing is what it's called. Breaking it
and
in.
then they brought those zip ties that you can hold people hostage with. Dude, I want to. Y'all made pipe bombs. You got Breonna Taylor. You have George Floyd. You have Aiyana Jones. You have Tamir Rice. You have Trayvon Martin. You have all of that stuff. You have all of these people,
and the ones that aren't named as well.
There's so many people that we have not named. There's some people that we all know of. It's a whole, like, legit. And then all of a sudden, they complied. Those 3 of those people were kids. 3 of those were kids. One of them was sleeping. One of them was playing with a toy gun, and one of them was walking home. So it's the whole sense of, like, don't push that whole, if you comply, you don't die. Baby, I don't have to comply, or
they won't even tell you that they coming for you. What was it? The guy who was walking to his own house? He was sitting in his car. They thought a Subway sandwich was a gun.
Hey.
And he was walking into his own house, and what they gonna do? Bop, bop, bop. No questions asked, huh?
It's not like, and then the other thing, y'all got these Blue Lives Matter flags, but you fighting the police. It's Blue Lives Matter when they're being minorities, when they're against minorities, when they're killing minorities. But when it's your turn for them to handle you, oh, we defended you all summer, and this is what you do. We defend. They're not going to defend you actually breaking the law either. I hope you know that. They care less about any of you because still they're getting paid.
They're getting paid no matter what.
They're getting paid. You said white people get killed more. They're showing you. Obviously, you shouldn't be surprised.
You shouldn't be. Their job is to protect.
If they were killing you, if they were killing you more, you shouldn't be shocked that they were putting their hands on you. That you shouldn't be shocked. And it's just like they've gotten so comfortable because of him. They've gotten so comfortable thinking they can do what they want to us. I know you seen that video of that white lady. She legit put her hands on that girl, on the black girl, and the girl, she punched her in the face and was shocked that she did it. You touched me in a pandemic. You moved my mask. I'm going to put my hands on you. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, my whole thing is, it's done. You're done. Letting you do whatever you want, that's done.
It is.
You had your 4 years of that. You've had it where, like, we've had a huge surge of Karens, white racist men, like, unnecessary police calls. We've had, comply or die type thing. We've had that for 4 straight years. It wasn't as bad when we had President Obama. Granted, there was racism. There was racists everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like ever since Trump got into office, those laying low Karens, those laying low racists,
I can do it now.
This is our
Because
time to shine. We have a president in here now, and he's saying all these things. The thing is, he could care less about you. He could care
not
less. The reason why he, um, the reason why like he wants to stay in office is because he knows the moment that he goes out of office, all of the
he's going to
allegations
jail.
that are going to go against him, he's going to go to jail.
They have a warrant for his arrest now.
He's going to be broke. He will not mean a single thing. Okay. He wants to stay in that office as long as he can so he can, give his whole family a was it like a presidential like excuse or
Pardon.
a pardon.
Hold
The
on,
pardon.
Jasmine. They didn't know. But what now this is how you know Trump supporters are uneducated.
Most of
They the reason why they they tried to hold the whole Senate and the House inside so they don't vote. They thought that they could hold it off. But then they forgot the line of succession. His term is done on the 20th regardless. Who the line of succession is next Pelosi. And y'all can't stand her.
Democrat. She can't stand him.
And y'all they can't stand her. So just like you just made it where it's where you gonna get who you hate more than Biden.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's another thing. You're not even fully upset because it's Biden. You're not. You're mad because it's a black woman as well.
You're just upset that you won't have that top tier priority anymore. You're upset. It's not even like there are some Trump supporters who know all of the policies and things that Trump has been able to get done. I'm not saying everything Trump has done was terrible. He was just a racist, a bigot, and a misogynistic like prick. But some of the policies that he actually did put through, like some of the policies he did for himself, were actually great for the country. And actual real Trump supporters who were looking at some of his policies, I understand. I do. I understand a little bit. But it's the fact that the majority of Trump supporters don't even know any of the policies he put into place. They don't know. All they know is that he stands for what I believe in. He stands for the things that I think, which is all of these minorities aren't worth our time. But really, all he cares about is himself and the people who are of him. Even the people who are of him, he will put you under the bus quicker than you can count to 3. Go against whatever he says, oh, you're fired. He kept.
Why do you think? And it's people are resigning trying to save face. Why didn't you resigning now? But you don't enable him for so long. Now he don't really lost. Now you just like, oh, let me go. Let me walk out. Let me hurry and go.
We know your face. We know what you did. You part of the problem too. Mr.
The people who still and objected to them results, like legit, people they objected to Georgia. I was just like, and then Kelly Loeffler, she was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not. She said I came here and I was gonna object to it, but no, I'm not doing it anymore. Y'all saw it just happen, right? Like, dude, he put your lives in danger and did nothing. He recorded a video telling them people that he loved them and they were special. Baby, he could care less that you was gonna die.
He could care less.
And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, and then this is the only time I felt bad for Mike Pence because he was just like some dude. He's like, I've done everything. I've tried to explain to Trump, I can't sit here and do this illegal stuff for him. And he's just like, I can't keep sitting here. Like, he's talking about, he tried to force Pence to overturn the election. If that was the case, every vice president of every presidential nominee that has lost could have done that.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can't do that. That's not how that works.
It's not that we run on a democracy. The people vote for who they want, and the majority wins. Though the system itself is still kind of biased and racist, gerrymandering and all of that, it's still biased because of all the gerrymandering and the way like zones are like sectioned out. But even with all that put into place, you still lost.
Babe, he lost. He bought popular vote 2 times in a row. Like, where did you think we're gonna vote for you like that? You didn't even win it last time. You won it off the Electoral College.
And then when you wanted, for this election, when you wanted them to recount the votes, you lost by even more of a bigger margin. It went from like 283 to like 290 something. I'm like, bruh, you clearly lost. And you know, it's the fact that you know you lost, but yet you still wanted to keep up this whole little act saying like, oh, democracy is fake. Everything is fraudulent. But you know you lost. Behind closed doors, you said you lost. Behind closed doors, you said you lost and that you know that you lost, but you want to keep this going because you want the American people to doubt the democracy that the election process runs on. Just ghetto.
It's ridiculous. And like, dude, I want to 100% be okay and feel like okay, this it's gonna be a better time. But I'm just like, for the inauguration, I said make it virtual at this point. Make it virtual.
Yeah.
Because
it has to be, it can't
open.
No matter how much we want it to be like all the other inaugurations, it can't be.
It's not going to be.
For the safety of just for the safety of the president-elect and vice president-elect. It has to be in a closed out area. They can have it look like the regular inauguration, but it within itself, it can't happen.
The whole thing for me is Trump's showing you he's still acting like a child.
And is, yeah.
So it's just like, dude, if you like, you say, oh, I'm not gonna go to the inauguration. What president has done that? You have to pass over. But enough about this. He's done. We certified the election. On the 20th, they will be in office. But we just have to deal with whatever comes on the 20th. Mm-hmm. But notice, nobody. We're not dealing with that no more. We're not. It's done. It's over. And it's tiring. No one's gonna keep dealing with a reality star turned horrible president. I'm just say that. But let's get into. Let me put you on.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we are at the end of the show. So let us put you on some stuff that we have been loving lately. This can be anything, started from music, movies, shows, magazines, and even books. So let me put y'all on to Miss Jasmine Sullivan's new album. No, not album, EP project. It's the way I love this project because you have to listen to it in order. You cannot listen to it on shuffle. Listen to it in order. Mm-hmm. Listen to the stories in between. It makes much more sense when you listen to the stories in between. And it's the way that each song had a story that came before it, and you understand why. And then, or you're getting like, it's like giving you advice. It's different stuff. So basically, dude, love it. Love it, love it. I can't say the name because my mom watches these videos, but yeah.
I'm weak. So for this week's, let me put you on. I really don't have a lot to put you guys on to for the fact that I've been kind of low key this week. I haven't really been on Instagram, ain't been on social media.
But for that 20th birthday though.
Okay, I did have that 20th birthday though, and honestly though, like ever since the weekend though, I haven't been doing anything. So, I guess what I want to put you guys on to this week though is. It's on Spotify. It's called Peaceful Retreat. It's a playlist. If you're ever feeling like too hectic or your mind is way too hectic feeling, listen to that playlist. I'll link it below. It's great. It helps me fall asleep. Yeah. That's all I got.
You know what? All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in with us this week. And, tune in to the page. Subscribe to the channel. And watch out for anything we post. Because, next setting, you will know. Not next week. Next week's video, I'll still be in this room. The week after that, I'll be in my dorm. So then you might just get a little view of what I got going on. Hopefully not. It's not going to be done. It's not going to be done correctly. But Jasmine, do your thing.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in next week for our new video and follow us on our socials, Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and share with your family, share with your folks. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.